guys, it's Wendy from Ask the Landlady, and I'm here with all the tips and tricks to help you make a profit in real estate rentals. And today's question is, okay, I know I'm renting a house out to somebody and I have a lease here. What else do I give them? Is that enough? We got a lease. Is that all the paperwork that I need to provide that tenant? Is there some other stuff? And my answer is yes. Why, yes, there is. There's plenty of papers that we give to our tenants just to make this a much better relationship over the at least 1-year lease that we have in place. So first of all, my first tip is, when the school supplies are really cheap in July and August, we run out to the big box store and get like a case of 2 pocket folders, because those are our best friend. We can stick all the papers in there, bright colors. Mitchum Group, we use orange and teal, so we get those colors so that later on, if they're like, oh, I don't remember this, we're like, check that orange folder we gave you that says Mitchum Group Apartments. Go look in there. That information is all in there. So the nice bright colored folder is gonna, when you do your signing, they're going to get to take all those papers with them, so they have everything at their disposal that you want. So in that folder, of course, number 1 is going to be the lease, and so make sure you have a really good lease. I have a great lease that I've had different attorneys look through. They've been through several evictions. It is for the state of Ohio, but it might help you out. If you need that, shoot over to my website at askthelandlady.com, and you can see my packet of forms there. The next thing we put in there is a lease addendum, where we take out some of the, the lease is long, it's got all this stuff in there, and everybody's excited, they want to get their keys, they just want to get moving, That lease addendum has our bulletproof points, where they're really important things that we're like, pay attention to these, because these are what's important here, right? Some important regulations that we really want them to pay attention to, like information about not having overnight gas, about where they should be parking, no indoor furniture on the porch, no trash, different things like that you want, that you consider important. Put those on a separate sheet, just in bulletproof points, because they're going to see it better there than in that long legalese document of the lease. Number 3 is a pet addendum. If you allow pets or giving them the opportunity to have a pet, you want to have a pet addendum there that clearly states the different things there about cleaning up after your pet and keeping it on a leash at all times in common areas, all those types of issues. Now, I want to caution you again, that's separate from an emotional support animal. If you have questions about emotional support animals or service animals, I have another video, so check that out on YouTube. Number 4 is going to be a lead paint disclosure. Anything built before 1978, this is required by federal law, and you can go over to the EPA.gov site, and they have some information about that lead paint disclosure that you're going to need to complete along with a booklet and give to your tenant. And I also put a little addendum in the lease that they state that they have received that. Number 5 is a move-in checklist. We have a simple little thing they can go through, like everything's okay. Again, that's for the security deposit. If we don't get that back within 2 days, we assume everything is perfect under our guidelines. So they want to get that in and say, oh, there was there's a scuff mark in the linoleum in the kitchen, or different things like that. That's the tenant's opportunity to give you those items on there. We also put in there a list of charges for the end of the lease about what we charge per hole in the wall, or if something gets torn, or a window gets broken, or missing blinds, and just so they kind of have that at the move out thing. And we'd also put in there that we do retain the right to raise those prices every year and post that in our office. So so you're not stuck with those charges when they move out 20 years later and you're like, wow, those were cheap prices. No, it does go up over time, but we do put that in there. We have a copy of our fair housing policy. If you don't have one, highly recommend that you get one. That's certainly come up in our place of business, and it's something that you need to abide by, so you want to put that in there. Also a guest conduct form we have, because we do have some multifamily units. So if you have multifamily, that's something that you might want in there about the obligations that you're responsible for your guests, for your tenant. Just like you tell your kids when they come over, you're responsible for those kids, make sure they clean up after themselves. Same sort of scenario there. We have a extermination and a bed bug addendum, because we're here in the Midwest where there's bed bug issues. So we have a really good addendum that we put in there. It talks about not getting used mattresses, about only getting them from places where they have them wrapped, and different issues, because we have gone in and inspected our apartment. We know there's no roaches, there's no bugs, there's nothing, no bed bugs. So if they come in after that, you're signing off that you probably brought them in through the moving process, through things that you've bought, whatever, people you visited, and you need that clear addendum in place so that you can then work together to get that problem eradicated. And then last is a utility list. Actually, that's not last. But in there is number 10 is a utility list, listing what utilities they need to get in their names. We do require them within 2 days to give us proof of those account numbers in their name. We again want to make sure there's no bait and switch where somebody else gets the utilities put in their name. We also want to make sure that they're out of our name and into their name in the correct amount of time. And the last thing is just a document receipt page where we're like, I've received all these items, and sign off on it. Again, just another little nice legalese thing that you want to have in place just to kind of dot all your I's and cross all your T's here. The key here is that you have a willing tenant right in front of you, excited, wanting to move into your place, signing all these papers. Now's the time to kind of set the tone. It's not that we want to bury them with paperwork, but giving them a nice folder saying, we know this lease is long and it's kind of difficult to read. Here's our main points, and here when you go to move out, here's what you want to, pay attention to in your cleaning process. And here's, what's important about paying rent and where you pay it and how, on what date a late fee applies. You want to have those things in a little more easy way instead of just handing them a lease and saying, good luck, You're giving them a little bit more tools. You're setting them up better for success. And isn't that what we want? Because it's not easy being a landlady and a landlord today. So we're all in this together. If you need more ideas, check out my website, askthelandlady.com. I do sell a spreadsheet there and some forms that might be helpful to you, and my handy dandy book, which I just happen to have right here. Sorry, another shameless plug if you're following me. Hit follow, hit subscribe, and shoot me some comments. I'd like to hear, is there anything else you put in your rental packet in addition to a lease that you give to tenants that you think's helpful? I would love to hear about it. Thanks. Have a great day.